And I think it's us that hold the key to how that it's going to be remembered. I mean, if we think about it, there are three major players, aren't there? There are the farmers, there's the EFF, and there's the government. Ostensibly the ANC, but it's the government. Okay, it's supposed to be the government, and at the moment, some moves seem to be indicate that hopefully they are rising to the occasion and trying to stop the nonsense before they actually destroy it. But these are the three players. And the movie, well, probably starts with this kid, Brendan, getting killed the night he gets killed, or maybe starts with the father going out the next morning to find him and finds his body. And it would be the story from there till tomorrow. But there would be a lot of backstories, because obviously that's not the story. That is not the story of our poor nation. It's much more complicated. There's been killing and indignation and oppression for years. That's a fact. Colonialism raped this fucking country. There's no doubt about it. And instead of us white people feeling indignant and, all up in arms, acknowledge the fact, because only when we acknowledge the fact can we move forward. And then, of course, so the movie would not just be a fair reflection to just show the murder moving forward. It should show all the murders. It should show the gender-based violence, the increase in gender-based violence, the murders and the crime and the hate against LGBT, any kind of religious oppression or intolerance. These are all stories that make up the story of poor South Africa. And these are the stories that have nurtured and grown and swollen this feeling of hate and intolerance. Not because we actually hate each other. Yes, of course they are. They're the fringe guys that I want to kill everyone on both sides. Yeah, I put on kind of fuck off skit, and the other guy, EMP. Of course they're those fringe, but those are not the majority of us that just want to get on, do a job, have a good woman, have kids, raise them up happily, make them all get on with each other, not because of some kind of philanthropic hope, but because it's easier. Get on with each other, do our things and grow something, not try and destroy it each time. This is what the problem with education is. Kids are not learning about history, and history teaches us one thing. Someone comes up with a great idea, and this is America, wait. They grow up, they come up with a marvelous idea, they grow this amazing empire, and then greed takes over and they destroy it. And then they start again, and then they destroy the history books so that no one knows about what happened before. And the people that do know, the politicians and expedient business players, know the game and they know how to play it and can orchestrate it. So we get sucked in and we sit on the fence and we look around and hoping we won't be noticed, and hoping we'll make it through. And I hope that other guy does something about it. But the other guys that are trying to do something about it are violent. They're trying to kill each other. And they are trying to work in your interest and my interest. How? No, man. The more people out there, if we see the people that are making the noise, they're a couple of 100,000, maybe a couple of 100,000. But most of the people, they go home and we joke about each other. How we aggravated the bloody taxi driver, pissed me off, and I'm sure black people do the same in India. That's part of the color of culture, is the humor in each other's cultures and idiosyncrasies according to our culture. But that's not judgmental. That is humor. That is the ability to expand and see the good in each other and laugh at the bad in each other or the funny in ourselves. And here we sit now tomorrow, everyone watching, and I see on social media more and more people saying, hey guys, think about the 17th. This is not going to happen. We cannot go. And I'm sure Julius will be pushing every button he can to get one white hand to lift. So how can we win? Some other hothead from either side antagonizes the other that is going to be insane, which means the police get in, break it up, people get killed, and on international news we hear about these white farmers that attacked, and thank God the EFF were there to stop, and the police had to join. It's going to be crazy. That's not in the interest of black, white, yellow, green. It's not in the interest of South Africa to start tearing at each other and make us spend more time on how to defend our integrity, our honor, and everything else we want to defend, instead of getting together, making money, and bailing this country out. So let me tell you about my movie for tomorrow. We know it starts there with Brendan, with his father find, and it's got all these backstories giving a picture. And now we know that Julius and the EFF are going to be there. And the army and police are there. And the EFF are here, and they're wearing their reds, and they're dancing, and you can feel it building. And all the farmers in their khaki suits and shorts are standing, and their little hats are standing this side. And in the middle here are the police with their barricades and stuff, keeping the people apart. And as the tension's building and Julius is speaking, some oak puts on a mega PA hidden in a building with PA facing out. It can't be seen, but bang, and they play this Jerusalem. Now, I'm not making fun. Think carefully. Maybe it's not Jerusalem, but it would be so cool. It would work. I do shows, I do communications, I do mass events. That's what I do for a living. Believe me, it would work. So they put the PA. No one knows what's happening. There's sort of, Julius is looking around. The EFF is not quite sure, quite curious, but maybe a bit diffused. And the farmers are the same. And then the farmers start dancing. They start boogieing, doing sucky with each other. Who cares? And they boogie around. I guarantee it'll pull attention, and there'll be some people start smiling within the EFF. But could you imagine if this went on TV then? And everyone's going to have the cameras, and the world will be watching. And they saw that the Boere started and some EFF started dancing. And the police were in the middle, up and down, not knowing what to do. The water cannons ready, stun grenades, the whole thing. And then slowly, like a wave, the boogie went out across these two, and they faced and they danced like that guy with a